like we know some people who maybe had babies at difficult points in their marriages. Like you thought they were breaking up and then suddenly we're pregnant.
Yes. And I think on both sides, it's been a surprise to both people.
Yes.
You know? And that's always really interesting because she thought that she was getting out, but then she realized I got to stay in, or he thought he was getting out, and then he realized he had to stay in.
But I think too, a lot of people who the baby is about that.
That's true.
The baby is absolutely about, look, we're having some trouble in our relationship. Maybe, you know what we need? We need a kid.
Right. Let's
need to add
focus.
another unhappy person to the situation.
Yes. Well, a study showed that 13% of marriages end at the time of their child's birth.
That's kind of amazing to me.
Yeah.
Can having a baby make a bad marriage better?
Yeah.
Or are you just adding more problems to an already toxic relationship?
Right. Well, we did a poll and asked, can having a baby save your marriage? 2% of you said yes. 98% of you were like, no.
I feel like they're conflicted and they are not sure.
Yes. All right. Well, to help us unpack this is author and life coach, Dr. Callie Estes. Welcome, Dr. Callie.
Thank you.
Is it common for couples to have a baby to save their marriage?
I don't think so. I don't think that's the first thing you think of is I'm going to get pregnant, because that's a big 18-year commitment.
Right.
I think people go, maybe we should get a therapist, or we should try to work through this before they jump to let's have a baby and tie ourselves together for the rest of our lives this way.
I feel like I have to disagree. I feel like I've heard this a lot.
Me too.
I've heard from people, and I've also, not that they admit it, but what happens is the one day you're talking to them, it looks like they're going to break up, and all of a sudden we're pregnant.
Yeah.
And so you're like, did they think that this baby's going to save this?
Right.
Well, sometimes that happens, especially if a woman thinks, well, he's going to leave me or he's cheating on me. If I get pregnant, he's not going to cheat on me, and that's not accurate at all.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what happens. It's like something is going wrong, and I and I'm not saying that it's always a woman who gets pregnant to pull a man back in, but I've seen that, and I've also seen a woman get pregnant who was on her way out the door and have to come right back into that relationship, you know?
Is there any way for a baby, like, can a baby save a relationship?
I think if you're trying to get pregnant as a team and you do get pregnant, absolutely. I think it could save the relationship.
Right. Yeah.
But if you're arguing and you're fighting, the last thing you need is to get pregnant and be up all night with no sleep, arguing and fighting. Maybe get a puppy, because you're going to be up all night, walking the dog.
Yeah.
Basically changing the diaper, cleaning up the mess, arguing and fighting, and see if it works. If you come together, then get pregnant. But if you're not coming together and you're arguing more, and now you're tired, and now you're grumpy, and you're arguing over who's going to take care of the puppy, having a baby is not going to help you.
Exactly, because here's the thing: the couple having the baby, you're putting this pressure on this child, and they're the savior of your marriage. I mean, that's incredible pressure.
Yeah, and that can backfire. As the child starts to get older and this child realizes you guys are together because of me, and mommy has a boyfriend and daddy has a girlfriend, or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and I'm the reason that you guys are leaving, I'm the reason you're divorcing, that's worse than anything you can do to a child.
Yeah, I feel like the best thing, and as somebody with no children, I feel like the best thing you can do is, like, your kids, I wanted my mom to be happy. I wanted, my parents to be happy, and being in a household where people aren't happy is just not fun. No. It's not cool for anyone.
No. Well, joining us on Skype is Candace Ganger, a woman who feels her marriage was saved when she had her second child. Welcome, Candace.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Now, how did having your second child save your marriage?
We were actively trying to have a baby for over 2 years. So by the time that actually happened, a lot happened in that time. It forced us to grow up and face a lot of the problems that we had suppressed for a long time, I think.
But then the baby came and you felt like, did it give you another focus in your marriage?
Yeah, that brought you caring for the baby?
Right, or bring you two together as a couple.
Yeah, for sure. Because for a long time, we stopped communicating completely. It was all focused on getting pregnant and miscarriages and grief. So when we actually had the baby, we had to find a way to come back together. We were so disconnected by that point. So,
would you tell other couples, what would you say to another couple or friends of yours maybe who are having problems in their marriage? What would you say to them?
Well, for one, I don't personally think it's like the best idea if you're already having problems, but for us in particular, because we were kind of in a better space trying for the baby, we had to work on our communication regardless. So the baby just kind of reinforced the fact that we needed to work on it. And actually now we have this thing where if I say something, he has to say the word heard so that I know he heard me. Because we like in the kitchen, I think we heard it from Gordon Ramsay or something, but because we just spent 2 years or more, I guess, just disconnected and so far apart in focusing on the bigger goal of wanting a baby. So,
what are your thoughts about this, Dr. Callie?
Well, I think that's great because they were already trying to have a baby and their issues of communication, they got stronger. So it's something like this pulled them together, which is very different from somebody who all of a sudden goes, well, we're not working, we're arguing, we're fighting. Oh, let's get pregnant. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
What do you think about the herd?
The herd.
I like that.
I like it too. I love it. Herd. But yeah, because this couple, Candace and her husband sound like people who were stressed, not people who didn't like each other,
Right.
you know, and people who hated each other. They were stressed, and they had a lot of things happen to them. I agree with you. That's different, right?
Yeah, what kind of problems did you say you're having? Communication probably being, obviously you just said that, a big one. Anything else that you feel like that this helped address?
well, after the birth of my first daughter, because this is when we were trying to get pregnant for my second, I had severe postpartum depression, and that definitely put a big hole in our relationship for a long time. So once we decided to have another baby, communication was gone. I think pieces of me were gone, and the guilt and shame of the miscarriages and all of that. So we had to work on rebuilding from the bottom almost.
But you did.
But you did it, girl. You did it.
Yes. You're able to have your baby.
Yes,
your second baby.
Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing with us, Candace.
Thank you, Candace and Dr. Callie. Thank you so much.
Me Time with Frangela.